coffee and listen to some good music. What do you say?
Hello,
like YouTubers. Hi, YouTubers. Good morning. Glad to see you there. And we'll be live on the air in just a minute. Yeah.
Cool.
Happy New Year. Okay, here we go. Good morning. Woohoo! Happy New Year and welcome to the original Loretta Brown Show, radio to open the heart, heal the soul, and awaken the consciousness. Benny. Oh!
Happy New Year! Well, not yet. It will be. It will be.
Woohoo!
We're getting the party started a little early.
I realized I don't have my party tutor, my party hat, or I'm ready. I'm like, goodbye 2020. You are not a good lover. Just saying.
Just like that. Yes.
Coming out with it.
Right out of the gate. Yeah, right?
I am not holding back this morning. I am like, yes, 2021. The bar is very low. Don't screw it up.
I mean, how could you go wrong right now? You just let her fly. Just let her fly.
Anyway, I don't know. You know, it's my last show of the year, and I just feel like yeah, we've had some real ups and downs and some intensity, shall we say, and some major intensity, and we're still going through it. And whoof, we had the big Christmas star, which just was so lovely. And we have entered the age of Aquarius, is the dawning of, you know, by the way, it's no longer the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Josh, we need a new song, J. Pete. We need we're doing it. Yeah. Right.
I'm hearing it. Yeah. Yep, I got it.
Get to writing.
Get on the piano right now. Thank you.
Start tuning it up.
You know, you never know, listeners. I mean, we could compose a song while we're talking to you because
this is
that's really how it works, right? Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, Benny, it's great to see you. I want to wish you a happy new year because I'm not going to have another chance. And you and just from my heart, thank you so much for all your hard work. I really mean it.
And quite welcome. And it's always a pleasure to have you here and on to another year with you.
Absolutely. Going on to another year. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm going to introduce my guest in just a minute, but of course I have to do, you know, the Loretta thing first. And since it's, you know, the original Loretta Brown Show, I guess, you know, it's an ego thing.
Again, work it. Run with it.
Your show.
Yeah, it's your show.
You see the mood I'm in. There it is. Well, you know, it happens. Occasionally it happens. Anyway, I'm the owner of Reiki Oasis. We've been around for 26 years, probably going into 27, could be going into 2000 years. I don't have any idea, but we do a lot of good things over at Reiki Oasis, everything from Reiki to counseling to emotional release work. It's really all about healing and trying to help you step into who you truly be on planet Earth and shine your light, because that's what we need. We want you to share your gifts. I do have a couple of things for people that want to be a part of it. I have Sunday meditation with Loretta. It's Sunday mornings at 11. And it's just a tune-up once a week. And if you can't make it at 11, if you have other things to do, you can just let me know and I'll send you the meditation. But you sign up for everything at schedule.reikioasis.com. And if you have questions about stuff, feel free to email me or at reikioasis@gmail.com. And you can also just give me a call or shoot a text to my work number, which is 425-985-9513. So we also have all kinds of things coming in January, but you can check the calendar, get on my newsletter, join me on Facebook, join me on Instagram, join me on all the social medias, and you can find it. By the way, this show is recorded and archived. You can listen to it anytime you want. And like I say, we've done it. We are now officially in the age of Aquarius, and it is a sign of revolution and evolution. And Aquarius definitely has some new things on the horizon for us. For my sky watchers, We have Jupiter and Saturn. The Jupiter is the planet of expansion and abundance, and Saturn is that planet of rules, regulations, and possibilities. We had a little taste of Saturn in Aquarius from March to July of this year. And that, of course, is when COVID came out. We all went into lockdown. And now as the Saturn left Aquarius and now it's back in. And as you see, we're revisiting COVID and lockdowns, right? Whew. But this time we have Jupiter coming in, and Jupiter is that planet. It's the largest planet, and it wants to support us. It wants to expand us. It wants to get us into what is the higher purpose for all of this and help us see more clearly. And in the sign of Aquarius, we're going to be looking at changes in 2021. People always say, Loretta, what's coming up? Well, we're going to see changes in the rules and regulations of society as we choose to live and what we choose to value. And I think a lot of people this year have been able to go back and, because we've been isolated, we've been kind of shut down. And one of the things that my clients have shared is how important family is to them, how important God and their beliefs is to them. And is this all there is? And so these things are driving us forward to live more from our hearts and to get out of our heads and that strict rule that Saturn can bring. Jupiter is saying, let's get into this a little bit more. Aquarius is saying, let's come up with some new ideas. Let's figure out how to honor each person individually and then figure out how to work together collectively in a much more harmonious way. So I want you to understand that this energy is all about what's good for the collective, but it's not the good of the collective to the detriment of the individual. It is that balancing act between honoring the self as well as being a vital part of all that matters. And my general saying about it is kind of like the work that I've done with people forever is it's time to open our hearts. It's time to remove the blockage in the back of our heart chakra. We don't need to carry that shield so strongly or close it up, but we could let love flow through us, activate the gifts that the divine has given us and bring them forward. And of course, I always want everybody to become radiant stars like you are, because I'm that kind of sparkly girl and I just love the stars. And well, hey, you are one, you just forgot about it for a while. You need to clean it all off. So I want to remind you that as we move forward, we have a lot happening in the month of January. But as we move forward, no matter what personal challenges you're faced with, keep in the back of your mind, we're being called to do it differently. We're being called to take a higher path. That means old structures will fall. They already are. But do not be alarmed when you see this, because those are the signs of the times. And realize that it is simply this new energy we're moving into. And Saturn and Jupiter are helping us out. They are gateway planets, and they're forming a bridge between the old way that is falling away and the new way forward. And we're taking a quantum leap into higher states of consciousness. So that means goodness. But I said this to one of my clients the other day. I want you to remember that movements in the sky are just weather reports from an energetic level. We are the creators of our lives, the co-creators, and we work with the divine power. When we come back to ourselves and we realize what this is all about, then we can dance with it a little better. And we are the ones that can help bring a better world. So I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, come on, 2021. Yeah, I'm ready. It's not a light switch on the wall. It is the seeding of the future, putting the seeds in the ground, in the earth, and sending them love so that they'll grow. So that was a lot of goodness at the beginning. I do want to put one shout out. I am a listener supported show. And for my patrons, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And if you want to help contribute to the show, you could go to patreon.com/ The Loretta Brown Show. And don't get confused. My show was called The Loretta Brown Show, and now it's the original Loretta Brown Show, and we are the same show. I didn't change. Well, I might have changed a thing or two, but not the big things that matter. Anyway, so I'm welcoming my guest onto the show. And like I said, I wanted to have Jay Pete, also known as Joshua Peterson, back on my show. I had him on the show, I think it was October of 2019.
Yes.
But I thought this would be just such a great show. Just like I said, sit back with your coffee, listen to some great music, and listen to a local guy. He's from Seattle. Jay Pete, Josh Peterson, is a remarkable vocal artist, a songwriter, a pianist, a record producer, and he's being recognized for his soulful, distinctive voice, which you're going to get to hear this morning. He has been compared to Michael McDonald of the Doobie Brothers by top music producers and engineers, and he has worked with numerous well-known musicians worldwide. Last year, we talked about his debut album, City Boy, Lost in a Ballad World. And since that time, he's been very busy. He's released 3 new songs that we're going to play this morning. Woohoo! I'm excited about that. I was already cheating everybody. I was listening to him earlier with my cup of joe, right? It's like leaning back, going, oh, these are good.
Great.
Anyway, Josh, I really enjoyed them. And do you want me to call you Josh or Jay Pete? Because, I've known you a long time. So
just depends on how much trouble I'm in, I guess.
That's the truth, isn't it? Yeah. Right. For all the listeners, oh my gosh, Josh, I don't even know how long I've known you. Is it 20 years?
Probably 20 years.
It was way back in my piano days, which I still play the piano, but we met, and I think I was your boss at one time, but don't take that to heart now, because now we're just friends. Twice. I might have been your boss twice. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. So anyway, welcome to the show. It is just so great to have you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I know it might be a lot to just start off with a song, but I think it's a great idea just to start with a song. And I think let's do maybe All That I Need, Benny.
Okay.
Should we just start with that one? Yeah.
That's my latest.
That's your latest? Oh, that's great.
Very latest.
So everybody just sit back and relax a little bit different show with Loretta, and listen to Jay Pete, All That I Need.
Hey. I'll let it play for you guys too, because we're on YouTube.
Great.
Listen, when I was younger, my mama told me so. Find the one you're looking for. Yeah. Then I met you. Look into my eyes. Hey, that's when I realized you're all that I want. You're all that I need. With you in my life, I feel so complete. You were my angel, you were my star, you were my light. I'll follow wherever you are. You are the one makes me complete with you in my life. This is all that I need. Now we're older, with kids of our own. I wanna be with you till they're grown. You are so beautiful, this I hope you know. I will tell you this every day till we're old. Yeah, you're all that I want. You're all that I need. With you in my life, I feel so complete. Yeah, my life that shines in the dark. You are the one makes me complete. You in my life is all that I need. You're all that I want. You're all that I need. Yeah. You're all that I want, babe. You're all that I need, babe. You're all that I want, yeah. You're all that I need, babe. You're all that I want, yeah. You're all that I need. You're my angel. You are my star. You are my light. I'll follow wherever you are. You are the one makes me complete. With you in my life is all that I need. Yeah. You are my angel. You are my star. You are the one that shines in the dark.
Thank you.
Nice.
Benny, I saw that head bobbing.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people were, not just me.
Well,
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's great. That
Thank
was
you.
such a great song to start with because it's got the star in there,
Yes,
right? We were just
yes.
talking about the Christmas star and
Yes.
stars, lead us forward. So, what was your inspiration for that song? Did you write that song for someone in particular, or it was
You
a
know what?
concept or an idea? Yeah.
Sure. I actually decided I was going to go for a little vacation up to my mom's house in the mountains, and I anticipated on writing a single when I was up there. And this song hit me so hard on the way up there that I had to pull over on the side of the road and write down the lyrics. I wrote it for my wife. Yeah, that song came together so fast and so powerfully. It was just like, this is good, and it's meant to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wrote it for my wife, and I wrote it in 2 days. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's great.
when I think when things are truly inspired, sometimes that just happens like that, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because it comes through you or out of you. Whatever the deal is with that.
Definitely.
I'm a firm believer that we have this direct connection to God or divine, and that when we're given a gift, that when we start utilizing that gift, I'm so proud of you. I'm just like crying over here. Oh my God. That wonderful things start to happen, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's been pretty amazing. It's just, you just keep driving. As a musician, you're going to hear a million no's, before you hear some yeses in life, but those are the ones that you're looking for.
Well, and the other thing is, and I don't want to belabor the point, but you've had a pretty rough life. And, because I work with people so much, and also because I know you probably better than I should, right?
Right.
To be able to crawl through life or get through life or get through all of that becomes sort of the, becomes kind of the fertile ground of what you can share.
Yeah.
Or the depth of it is what I'm going to say.
Music has been such my therapy in life. If I can just go and lay my feelings at the keys, when I'm playing, and it's just, it's my gift. So I choose to use it.
Yeah. I have to tell you that I tell people all the time, the piano saved my life. Right? Absolutely. Especially because I can get out there and bang, something on, like be really loud and crazy on the piano, and then I feel so much better. Thank goodness they have strong pianos out there that can take it, right?
Yeah, the piano doesn't talk back either.
No,
It's great.
no. Yeah, it does reflect what you put into it, though, doesn't it? Yeah, it
Right.
does do that. Now, I
Definitely.
understand that you have your own company, entertainment company called Outside the Box,
Yes.
LLC. And so
Yes.
did you record this yourself? Did you master this yourself? Did you do the whole
Yes.
thing? Oh, wow.
The last three singles that we're going to listen to today, I mixed, mastered, and produced all by myself. All the music and lyrics and everything that's in and that you hear, I did that myself.
Okay. And I
So
understand you've set that up since the last time we talked, right?
yeah, Outside the Box LLC went into business last year when I really took on music. And so that's been expanding a lot, and I'm sure we'll get a quick chance to talk about that too.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a really rough year for people with the COVID and the lockdowns, and a lot
Right.
of musicians and performers. I mean, our biggest deal is that we can't do live performances, and
Right.
people have kind of been suffering. They've been having a hard time making it. So, how have you been able to survive during this time?
Great question. What I did, because I was supposed to have a show myself just a couple weeks ago, a live show. But in all of this, my manager and accountant, for one, were able to find some small business Washington State grants that I got some money. So in that, I was able to buy all of my studio equipment, all of my live performance equipment, mixers and speakers and everything like that. And then so I just buckled down and got into the studio and started recording and writing and all of these new ideas. And then on top of that, because the shows were canceled, I decided I was going to put a band together. so so
Sure, why not?
I put a band together. I have a drummer. His name is Carl Lovegren. I'm sure he's listening this morning. And I have a bassist. His name is Matt Yoder. And so we've been practicing for a couple months and getting ready to do shows together. So it's been tough because, yeah, like you said, us musicians, we want to get out and get live and, keep going with our followings and stuff. But sometimes it's good just to buckle down and get back to the basics of writing and new ideas.
Yeah, people are different, but I have a friend named Ainsley McLeod who does these interesting readings for people.
Hmm.
And he told me one time, he said, Loretta, I'm trying to figure out how he said it. You have the gift of applause. I said, applause. He said, you have to be on stage, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
I think you've got it too. And
Mm,
it's not an ego-based thing. It's the joy of sharing, isn't it?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
The first show that I did, my debut show, you know, all the nerves, that you get as a musician,
Yeah.
but once you're in your groove, that's where I perform the best. Being a showman, I just love to entertain, and if you get a chance to come to any of my shows, I'll be able to prove that to you.
Well, I'm sure that 2021 is going to bring
Yes,
her beautiful gift of being able to do
yes,
live music again, because I
please.
think it's a vital part of everything that goes on. Last time we talked, because you shared how let you have you say something to the point that you have songs and melodies in your heart and soul that need to come out and touch the world.
Yeah.
And I know that as a musician, and I think we talked about this a little bit last time, how difficult it can be in its own right to capture a song in some sort of a reproducible format, because you're a very organic musician. Like in the moment, you'll be inspired and maybe you'll run off and do some thing over here or some lick over there, and
Yeah.
so how have you evolved with that? Because it appears to me when I listen to your music, you've evolved somehow.
Definitely. I mean,
Mhm.
I've been learning how to be my own, really to come into my character, to find my true vocal voice. I've always held back a little bit, you know, but writing the music, I mean, I've wrote everything from Yesterday, you're going to hear it's kind of country. Uh, Dangerous is kind of jazzy Michael Bublé-ish. Uh, I also like to write a lot of hip hop instrumentals, so I don't want to stuff myself in this genre box. People ask me, what kind of music do you write?
Right.
I just ask them, what do you listen to? Because I'm just a musician, and whatever is on my heart, whatever I'm feeling, I just put it down on paper, or record it. So uh, being a musician has helped me just evolve as Josh, and just finding myself and really enjoying that, So yeah.
I love what you said. I really agree with you. I'm a what they call a paper trained musician, meaning I was classically trained to read notes, right?
Yes.
And year I always there came a point where I was like, I want to just put the music to the side and play from my heart,
Right.
right? Whatever that is that wants to come out. And I think
Right.
it's not like one's right or one's wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But
Right.
I totally hear what you're saying. And I'm even going to say this for the listeners, because I really think music is the medicine of the future, if not the current medicine. But
Mm.
when you're feeling down, I was talking to one of my clients the other day and she goes, Loretta, what do you do in the morning that gets you up? And I say, I dance. Very first thing is I'm like, okay, what can I dance to this morning? Because I just feel like I just want to stay in bed, right? I'm not really a morning person.
Yeah.
And, if we can do that, like, find something that resonates. If you're sad, get something that, probably you'll express that, right?
Yeah.
And if you're joyful, you're going to do it in a different way. So the idea that you're kind of a multi-genre musician,
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. It's really
Well,
interesting.
a lot of times I just freelance write on the piano. I'll be FaceTiming with my mom, and it's be like, hey, pick a note for me, and I just write off of that note whatever's on my heart, and it's always different. It's never the same, so I just, music is in my soul,
Yeah.
and when I open that door, uh I mean, sometimes I just leave myself crying as I'm playing on the piano, but man, it feels good.
Yeah,
It
it
feels
does. I
good.
get that one. So we're going to take a little station break.
Yeah.
And this, of course, is Loretta Brown. And my guest today is Josh Peterson, who I've obviously adore. And he is a songwriter, a Seattle songwriter, pianist, and record producer, and owns an entertainment company called Outside the Box, LLC. We're going to take a little station break, and we will be right back.
Cool. All clear.
And we're
Great.
live. We're still live on YouTube, but the people on the air will be hearing some sort of wonderful
Yeah, I played
advertisement.
That's the last song, and I'll for
Yep,
breaks.
yep,
No worries.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I cried. I was like, oh my god.
That was such a
Uh,
such a fun song. I mean, it really just came out of nowhere. I didn't know what it was going to sound like. I just went up,
yeah.
anticipating to write something.
Well, that song that we played, All That I Need. I mean, it so comes out of your heart.
Yeah.
Like I can feel it. Yeah,
Right.
I can feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're having a lot of fun. Um, you've got kids. Are they coming into your recording studio area, or are you keeping
Oh
them
my
out?
gosh. Well, right now my recording studio area is the corner of my laundry room. We make it work.
So you have to
Uh,
make sure the washer and dryer are not running.
Editing is an amazing thing. The last song that I recorded, my kids were playing Xbox out in the family room, and yeah, going back and editing it, I had to clip all those little, yeah, all the background noises out. And, oh boy.
Back in the day, this is like ancient Egypt news, right? I lived in Saudi Arabia, as you know, and I used to conduct choir, and I had to make my own accompaniment tapes because no one knew how to play the piano, right? Only a few people, but I had to do them on cassette tapes.
Oh,
with
brutal.
With an old, I'm trying to remember what kind of a keyboard it was. And it would be like, I'm in my home trying to record out of cassette tapes, and my kids would go roaring through the room. And I'm like, I got to start all over again, right? Because there's no editing.
No.
It was brutal. It was just brutal.
Ready to come back?
Yeah, we're ready to come back.
Here we go.
All that I need with you in my life, I feel so complete.
Welcome back to the original Loretta Brown Show. And I am, of course, Loretta Brown. My guest today is Josh Peterson, a local vocal artist, songwriter, pianist, and record producer. And you can find out more about me at ReikiOasis.com or at the KKNW website, right? And like I said, these shows are archived on YouTube. They're archived on Podcast One, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and probably other places, right? So if you want to subscribe to the show, then you'll always get a notification when we have another great show. So we're having fun this morning, listening to some really great music, saying goodbye to 2020. So long, farewell, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And Happy New Year, everybody. I hope that you are going to do something to celebrate. Even if you're by yourself, you can Zoom with your family and, get a little bubbly and at least get a party tutor. I mean, really, can't be that hard, right, Josh? Can't be that hard.
No.
So I would like to play another one of your wonderful songs, and let's do Yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, let's do
Love
Yesterday.
Let's do it.
And yesterday, I was reminded of your sweet love. And the times are hard, gotta find a reason why I'm all alone, yeah. And the last time I saw your face on the horizon, for the first time, love in me started rising. So baby, tell me what I can do. There's something missing without you. So baby, tell me where I can go. That's how I know I love you. Could it be I didn't love you? Yes, no way. Or maybe I didn't care. Yeah, yeah. The times are hard. You gotta find a reason why I'm all alone. And the last time I saw your face on the horizon, and for the first time, love in me started rising. So baby, tell me what I can do. There's something missing without you. So baby, tell me where I can go. That's how I know I love you. That's how I know part of you is in me. That's how I know someday you'll forgive me. And the last time I saw saw your face on the horizon. For the first time, the love in me it started rising. So baby, tell me what I can do. There's something missing without you. So baby, tell me where I can go. That's how I know that I love you. I know I love you.
Woohoo! Applause! Woohoo! Thank you. I loved
You're
it.
welcome. Great. Thank you.
So did I hear like you harmonizing with yourself in there?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. That's not two Vaughn singing, right? That's you.
That's right. That was me. Yep.
Okay. Let's check it out. That's a lot of fun, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Do you often hear harmonies or other parts, when you're putting together a song?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've in writing my music, I've just tried to take this, idea of maybe a little more simple is better right now.
Yeah.
I'm not an amazing composer, I like to sing. People like my voice, and I've just got these songs, and so I'm just trying to keep it simple so that they can just capture the whole song and not be worried about this over there and that over there. And right now that's what I'm sticking to.
I give you thumbs up on that one. Someone told me years ago, less is more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Less is more, because it provides the space, like you say, for the listener to come in. And then, as well as I do, the pauses, right? The space is part of the music.
Yes,
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think you've captured that. And also I was thinking with that one that you could easily learn those lyrics, which are great. And your other lyrics were great too.
Right.
And I was like, would it be wrong if I just stood up and did a little morning dance to your music? Right.
No,
Yeah,
that would be absolutely appropriate.
Thank you. And to those people listening, you have our full permission to dance, if you want to. I know people are just shaking their head at me, but there it is. So you are married and you have kids, and
Yes.
and you're recording out of your home, right?
I am. Yes.
And are your children musical also?
Yes.
Is your wife musical?
Jesse's musical in the shower.
The freedom of the shower singer. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My two boys, they are musical. They love to dance. They definitely love to sing. I always catch them in the rear view mirror, just lighten up some vocals. Jordan, my youngest, has interest kind of in showing interest in playing the piano. But I'll show him a little something here and there. But when I started learning the piano, I just loved it. My parents never had to ask me to practice. I was already in there for an hour or so. So I don't want to ruin his musical experience. I want him to watch his dad, and if he decides that he wants to play the piano, by golly, I'll teach him how to play.
Yeah.
You know.
And I understand you've been playing since you were the age of 7. And actually, that was one of the questions I wanted to ask was, did you want to take lessons? Did your parents say you had to take lessons?
No, actually. So I asked my mom originally, and she said no, because it was such an investment for them. Lessons are expensive.
Right.
Why do years and years of lessons and then drop it? So I asked her again, and we actually ended up borrowing a keyboard from my aunt, and I started playing that. And then it got to the point where I needed a new book. And then about 5 or so years later, they ended up buying me a piano, and I just took off. I just took off from there, and it was just my joy. I just loved doing that. My brother was
Yeah.
a sports jock guy. I was the piano guy.
I I've kind of a similar story. Because I started playing when I was really little, maybe 3 or 4 years old. I was plinking on the piano, and same thing. My parents couldn't afford it, so I taught myself to play the piano. Is what I did.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think that my message to people listening is, the piano is one of the very best things that your kids could do because it's a whole brain activity, right?
right.
I mean, look at Jay Pete and I. I mean, we're here. Look at our brains, right? I hope you can laugh at that. But it really is great for everything. It's great for coordination, and it helps us with our emotions and our expression of self. And I
Yeah,
I kind of feel like as we move forward, that one of the things that will really help us is music. So I just encourage people to really think about it. And then as a piano teacher, right? I taught piano for years and years, and the only reason I don't do it now is because I don't have time.
yeah,
When I get to be an old lady, I might do it again. I'm always like, it's my fallback plan. I'll be like, oh, like, come on, let's do the piano, right? But it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So you obviously were born with a gift, and it has been there the whole time. And it's a little scary to step into your gift, isn't it?
yes.
It's
Uh,
because it's personal. Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
I've played now for basically 30 years, and through my time of playing, I've just tried to be a sponge, working with you and working with RL, learning how to do old
Oh
60s,
God, yeah,
rock and
RL.
roll stuff,
Oh
bless
yeah.
his soul.
God bless
Uh,
RL. Yeah.
so many amazing artists, but I just feel like I've been molding my own, and now it's time.
Yeah.
Last year is time to dig into that
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I know that you're working on songs, and I know you've probably got some other things that will be coming out soon. Hmm.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I could tell you about this one. I just wrote a brand new single, and it's called "The Way I Do." And it has been accepted to be mixed and mastered by a gentleman whose name is Todd Robinson. Uh,
Oh.
the name might not be familiar to a lot of people, but he has done a lot of work for artists like Justin Bieber, um, a lot of hip hop people. But he did there's a gentleman out there on the market in the hip hop world called DJ Khaled. You've maybe heard of him. Todd Robinson did his last single, and it went 9 times platinum. So I contacted him on a whim just a few weeks ago, asking if he remembered me because I had seen him a few years ago, and he took a listen to it, and he wants to take on this new single. So I'm super, super excited about this.
Wow.
It's called "The Way I Do," written by me and mixed and mastered by Mr. Todd Robinson.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And we're
Thank you.
certainly going to be looking for that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You got that
Thank you.
star leading you forward, I see.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's take a listen to your third song, which is
Ooh.
Dangerous.
Okay. I hope you're ready for this.
I don't know.
It's Michael Bublé. Here we go.
Walks, a pair of designer shoes that won't fit, a bluish eyes, a hint of brown. Now it's funny how money talks when you ain't got none to speak with. She still wants to be someone like me, yeah. There's something dangerous about her smile. I get lost in her laugh, and I can justify Jane, and I'm head over heels in love with her. No, maybe if I speak of a late night sip of Java, a night twist, maybe, baby, we could talk about it. I know I might seem tough, but the dress complicates the time we don't have. Are you feeling frisky? Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's something dangerous about your smile. I get lost in her lap. I can justify her passion. And every now and then I try to lie. Simple, it's plain. She's not quite your average Jane, and I'm head over heels in love with her.
A little groove session.
Simple, it's plain. She's not quite your average Jane, and I'm head over heels in love with her. There's something dangerous about her smile. I get lost in her lap, and I can justify her passion. And every now and then I try to lie. Simple, it's plain. She's not quite your average Jane, and I'm head over heels in love with her.
Mm,
Woohoo! More,
such a fun song.
more.
Such a fun song.
Yeah,
Great
that is fun. You did a good use of the pause in there.
You know,
I loved it.
I didn't know what to do with the bridge, and so I'm like, forget it. We're just gonna groove.
Just
You
yeah,
know?
I loved it. That was
That's what-
great.
That's what we're gonna do.
You know, you have a
Yeah.
great sense of timing, and it's great. Yeah, your tonality and everything is real fun. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did anything in particular inspire you to write that song?
I wrote that song when you were my boss.
Oh,
But I didn't write it about you.
no, I got that.
Yeah.
That's great. I love
I
that.
I wrote that song like 20 years ago.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's what's so cool about a lot of these songs that I have coming out. Me and a friend, we wrote them 20 years ago, and now I'm being able to revisit them and change them and JP them, if you will.
Right.
So it hasn't been a struggle in the studio because everything's already written. Most of the stuff, if you will. So yeah,
Yeah,
that was a fun one to write.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's being JP'd. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it. It's undergoing new, fresh breath. Yeah,
totally.
yeah. So, what is your dream? What do you want to accomplish with your music?
Oh man, of course everybody would love to be rich and famous, and all of that stuff. But I just I've just been enjoying sharing, and then watching the people turn around and enjoy it. That there's nothing better as for a musician to have other people find joy and entertainment within your own music.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean, I'd love to step away from my job. I work at Boeing to support my hobby. Of
Yes,
course,
your
of course,
passion. Yeah.
yes, I'd love to
Yeah.
step away from that, but you know, I don't I don't have like an end goal in it. I'm just driving, networking. I had a friend tell me one time, if you want to make $200,000, you got to go shake 200,000 people's hands.
Yeah.
Walk and talk and just everybody. And at work, I'm just trying to be a light, and people are starting to recognize me as JP, so I don't need recognition, I don't need that, but it's just been fun, and it is self-fulfilling to experience this,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. It's kind of it feeds itself. Like you say, when we talked about earlier about just sharing and the
yeah,
joy of sharing your gift
yeah,
and your dream of just, being that guy that sings and plays, right?
right, right.
Yeah. What's a typical day like for you?
Well, I work at Boeing, so I build airplanes for the day. When I
Do you
come
sing?
home,
Do you sing to them while you're no?
more often than not, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We don't have radio reception in some areas of my workplace, so I just sing for everybody. But so I work at Boeing during the day. When I come home, I've got two boys, Noah and Jordan. They're 12 and 9. My wife
Yeah.
Jessie, we've been together now for 20 years. But wherever possible, I try to get into the studio, and do that. And um, I recently, with Outside the Box, have been looking and taking on new artists to work for us outside the box. Essentially, I'm building a record label.
Right.
So all of my music, anything and everything that I do is clean and family friendly. That's always been my goal, and that's a standard for me. And so I actually picked up a very cool hip hop artist. His name is Sam. And I've been working with him, I'm writing all of his instrumentals, and he's doing the lyrical part of it. So when I get a chance to go record with him, I'm doing that. And then there's another kind of a lead out there there's a Christian singer songwriter that called me, and he's looking for a producer. And so I've been talking with him and just trying to fill all these little genre slots for Outside the Box and
Right.
building a record label.
So, where can people find you?
Okay.
And last words to people, and then we're gonna
Close this up.
play out one
Sure.
of your songs on the way out. Yeah.
Sure. If you want to, the best way is you can go to jpeteofficial.com. You can find all the latest information there, and you can find all of your links to all of the musical platforms. I am on Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes. I'm even on Napster, if you don't believe me, but Napster's still around. Any musical platform. So if you just type in J.Pete, there is another J Pete out there. I'm busy just kind of washing him off of the market. So if you Google J Pete, you might come up with one other guy, but
You're J. Pete.
correct, J.
Yeah.
Pete. And so jpeteofficial.com, you can find all the music, or whatever musical platform you're on, J Pete, and it'll pull all the stuff up there.
Wonderful. It's so great to have you on the show today. This
Thank
is
you so
Loretta
much.
Brown. And of course, this is J. Pete, songwriter, vocal artist, pianist, and record producer, and owner of Outside the Box LLC. And we're going to play out on one of your songs. I think it's Yesterday. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.